Alright, so I'm going to jump ahead of this video. I meant to thank my supporters and donators while I was making my cornmeal porridge, which I am waiting to cool off. This right here, folks. I love cornmeal porridge. So I meant to thank you guys in the video, and of course I was doing the closing credits when I remembered. So I'm going to jump up here in the front of the video and thank my supporters. You guys, no matter how little it is, it helps me out tremendously because it is May 29th, and usually by the end of the month, the only money I have left is the money that you guys have donated to me. And that's what it is, this week. That's all the money that I have to get until I get paid by my large client, probably on the 8th or the 9th of next month. So anyway, I wanted to give a big shout out to all my supporters and thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I will also let you know that the channel is now monetized for donations. Basically, you can thank the channel now. Or if I do a live stream, you can buy a super chat and those kind of things. So that's where we're at right now. I think we need about 470 more subscribers to get to the next level where ads are monetized. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So that is where we are at. That is just for your information. If you want to donate to the channel, great. If you can't afford it, hey, I understand. It's tight out there, folks. It is tight out there. But anyway, let's bring on the video of me making cornmeal porridge. I love cornmeal porridge. It is very, very affordable, and it is very, very tasty. So let's get on to the video. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Good morning, everybody. We're going to make some cornmeal porridge today, and you're like, Stacy, I already saw this. I know, but this just happens to be what I'm making today. I really like cornmeal porridge. I eat it quite a bit, and I feel like a hot breakfast today. I've got some cereal. It's some kind of almond thing, but I don't really want it. Would rather have a hot breakfast. It's almost 10:30. So I'm going to put 5 ounces of this in here. And as I stir on the stove, I'm going to tell you about my last couple of days. It's been funny. But anyway, if you haven't seen me make cornmeal porridge, it's 5 ounces of cornmeal. And I like this Pearl Milling buttermilk cornmeal mix. You can use any kind of cornmeal you want, but that one's my favorite because it tastes the closest to cream of wheat. All right, so we got 5 ounces of that. We need 8 ounces of milk. I better taste this. I tasted it this morning for my coffee, but I've had it go bad in between coffee and lunch. This milk technically expired 2 or 3 days ago. I'm just trying to use it all up too, and cooking it is the best way to use it. Yeah, I better use the rest of that. All right, I'm going to use the rest of it. Let's hope it's not much more than 8 ounces. No, I'm not going to be able to use the rest of it, I don't think. Well, maybe. All right, this is going to be mostly milky. I put 20 ounces of milk in there. I'm going to put a little bit of water in it, but I don't want to need it. All right. So I basically, in order to get rid of the milk, I just dumped it all in there. You know what? It's fine to do that. Or at least it's going to be fine. How's that? All right. Bring you over here to the stove. Wow, that's full. I'm going to eat good this morning. All right. So I love cornmeal porridge because it is super, super cheap. Which means it's super, super affordable. So there it is. I'm going to add some spices to it. Add some more of that. So I like to add a little vanilla to mine. add a little nutmeg to mine. I actually got this nutmeg from the food pantry, if you can believe it. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe they had it. I was like, oh, nutmeg, it's mine. I had just run out. It was great. And a little bit of cinnamon. And you add the sugar last. You add the sugar last. So let me tell you about, I don't know, the last couple of weeks, last week or so. About a week ago, I think it was about a week ago, I got an email from this property management company that said they're changing how we pay our rent. And I'm like, that's not a good idea. We didn't have a good time with that last time they did it 2 years ago. So, not a good idea. And it had the world's worst gobbledygooker link. I am not kidding you. It was whatever the name of the supposed company was, plus a bunch of random letters, plus a bunch of random marks, the ampersand, the star, the question mark, the exclamation mark. I mean, it was bad, folks. Then it had a whole bunch of weird dates, like the 17th, the 16th, the 15th. And I'm telling you, it's none of those days on the day I get this email. There's a whole lot wrong with this email. It's got a gobbledygooker link. It's got dates that don't match the date that it was sent. The English is written poorly. We got all kinds of problems here. I didn't do anything with it, and I was busy. You guys all know I'm busy from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. I was like, I'm going to deal with this later after I get a little bit caught up. So I got a little bit caught up yesterday. I go down to the office and I'm like, dude, is this gobbledygooker link yours? And she's like, yeah, we sent that. I'm like, okay. Just making sure, because, it looked, scammy as all get out. So she confirms, and let me tell you, it's probably been 4 or 5 days since I got that link. I mean, you just can't expect people to drop everything to figure out if the email you're sending is legit or not. In fact, it might be a good idea to warn people ahead of time that you're going to change the payment system. Just spring it on people with a big ass gobbledygooker link. Not a good idea. You never know. They could have been hacked and somebody got a hold of their name and decided that they're going to make everybody switch their rent payments to whatever this new payment system is. And we're all going to pay it, and the scammer is going to walk off with all our rent money. And this property management company will sue us all because we didn't pay rent when we did. It would happen. Anyway, I get confirmation that it is real. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll either deal with it tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow being today. And I actually got a little bit of free time. I was waiting on an image to be produced. So I was like, screw it, I'll see if this link works. Well, surprise, surprise, it doesn't. I tried it on Chrome for Linux and got nowhere. I tried it on Firefox for Linux and got nowhere. Usually if Chrome for Linux doesn't work, Firefox does. And it still didn't work. It pulled up exactly nothing. I got the background colors of the website is basically what I got with nothing else. And as a last resort, I pulled it up on my phone. A phone is the least secure way you could do something. And at that point, I got the message, this has expired. Oh, goody. This is going to be fun. So the link expired. And I had talked to my neighbor a few days prior, and she said she couldn't get that link to work either. So, whatever. I don't even know if she's gotten it to work yet or not. So I go in there this morning, and they're working on something in the back office. I think they just got their furniture. They didn't get very much furniture. But I think they just got their furniture. They're in the back room putting together chairs. And I wait a minute, and I wait a minute, and I wait a minute. And it takes me a minute to figure out how to greet people if what I expect is not there. Like she was not behind the desk. So I wait a few minutes, and I'm like, how should I do this greeting? Should I knock on the door or should I say something? And I decided to say, good morning. And one of the guys was like, hey, come on back. He was trying to put together a chair. I don't know if he's a maintenance guy or what. I went back there and they were putting together some chairs, and property management lady was fairly annoyed with it. So she decided to come help me, which is good, right choice. And I said, your link did not work at all. She's like, oh, did you get in? I'm like, no. Well, did you get to this part? No. Well, what did it do? Nothing. So she asked me a couple more questions. I'm like, dude, it did nothing. Nothing. And finally I was like, my wrist hurts. This wrist hurts, not this one. I go out to my bike because I had my phone strapped to my bike. It wasn't doing anything. I was actually testing the holder for the phone, was what I was doing. I'm not sure I like it. I feel like it is very insecure. But, so I go get my phone, and I show her where, like, it literally, I clicked on it, it does nothing. And like, oh, well, I see. I'll send you a new link. And while I'm talking to her, she's like, oh, and once you get in, do not pay rent. Huh? Don't pay the rent. Okay. So apparently they switched to this new system. They did not enter all of their banking credentials, and they still have not. Now, this could be something with the program themselves trying to verify their accounts, and that may be what they're waiting on, is that verification. But I thought it was funny, since rent is literally due in 2 days. It's due on the 1st. We have until the 5th to get it paid. Used to be the 8th, which actually works a lot better for me, but. So anyway, I say, well, I'll be back if it doesn't work. Well, it did work, and I got in, but wasn't much I could do. I'm not going to put my banking information into a platform that has not been fully set up yet. So that's where we're at. I thought that was interesting, because how many times does a landlord tell you not to pay the rent? And what's happening is people are trying to pay the rent, and it's bouncing because the platform does not know where to send a rent. So that's interesting. So there's my story for today. Other than that, I'll be working on my website. I will be editing videos. And if I can get to it, I'll be working on the horror of the Tazumari Greed statue. And I'm still checking the weather for the rain. I'm not sure. I think if I do it, it'll probably be a one-day thing where I bring the stuff out tomorrow morning and put it back tomorrow night, because it's going to rain. Last time I looked, it was going to rain tonight. It's Thursday, and it's going to rain Friday night. So if I can't do a yard sale starting on Friday, it's not worth doing. At least not in my area. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But I am waiting on this cornmeal porridge. Did I turn the heat up? Yes, I did. So that's kind of how things have been going. I'm washing some laundry. I got some new clothes and new shoes in earlier today. And last night, actually. The UPS guy actually had my package last night, and he forgot where he put it. I thought that was funny. He's like, what'd you order? I'm like, I have no idea. He's like, are you sure you have no idea? I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, dude, it's either clothes or shoes. And it turned out to be a t-shirt. And the reason I didn't know what it was is because I ordered it like a month ago. Like, how am I supposed to know what it is if, like, you don't send it for like 3 weeks? But anyway, alright, this is done. So let's go over here and finish it up. See, it's that quick to make cornmeal porridge. I gotta get a bowl is what I gotta do. Alright, so this bowl right here is made out of wheatgrass, which I think is a much better option then what they weren't doing was wheatgrass. You remember a few years ago they were making wheatgrass smoothies? Yuck. I think making a bowl out of it is a much better option. I heard those wheatgrass smoothies were terrible. So we're going to put some sugar in here. Be generous. And we're going to stir this up. So yeah, now instead of making smoothies out of the wheatgrass, they're making bowls out of it and plates. All right. I gotta let that cool. So I think you guys know this is delicious. I tell you it's delicious every time I make it. So I know it's going to be delicious. But I guess that'll be the end of this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.